Hi everyone, welcome to a big night full of big plans for the fall of 2019. I'm Mary Briganti, the Effective Education Coordinator here at Students for Life. We're live now and we're about to get started, but I wanted to take you behind the scenes here in our headquarters in Virginia. I'm in the warehouse right now with all of our supplies that we have ready to go for you. We're going to start off talking about our events in a box, which we already have prepped and ready to go for you. We have our pledge kits for Pregnant on Campus and Building a Better Future, along with all the t-shirts that go into these kits. We also have all of our pillar kits ready to go for when you order them, along with our tabletop displays that go into each one of these kits. I am so excited for all the materials we have for you this year. Please stay with us. We're about to get started. I'm so excited for this year.
Good evening, pro-life generation. This is Lori Cassio, the Director of Programs here at Students for Life. Mary already introduced herself, but here she is again. We're so excited for you to join us here today. We are going to talk about our big plans for fall 2019. And if you've ever been a student with us before, you know we have so much to offer you. It is extremely easy to miss out on an opportunity you would have loved to do. So that's why we put this webinar together to show you what we can offer you guys this semester. We want you to have a super successful year, change tons of minds, all that good stuff. So we'll do some of our announcements, and then I also have some really big announcements and big programmatic things going on. I'm going to save those for the end because they've never been talked about before. They have not been posted online yet, so we're saving those for the end. And then right in the middle of this webinar, Matt Lamb, our director of our C4, Students for Life Action, will hop on and help us out with campus controversy, because I know some students are a little timid about getting out there, starting conversations, just because they know sometimes somebody cusses at you, sometimes just something doesn't go right, whether it's with administration or a peer. But there's a way to handle that, and we can't let that one person stop us. So we're going to go over all of that. And before we get started, Mary, she just joined us. She was a student leader at UNO. Help me out.
The University of Nebraska at Omaha.
Thanks. And she knows firsthand it's so easy to miss out on all these great resources. What's the one resource that you wish you had used as a student?
You know, your regional coordinators are such a huge resource to you. One of the things that I wish that I did when I was a student leader was have more trainings from my regional coordinator, bring them on campus more, and really have them get involved in everything that my club is doing. They're really awesome people.
Totally. Thanks. I used to be a regional coordinator. And then as a student leader myself, I used to lead at George Mason University in Northern Virginia. I wish I had used our Plan Your Year guide. It's a chance for you to sit down with a calendar of national pro-life events. You can talk through it with your regional coordinator and do a Plan Your Year training. Plan around all the football games, the big breaks that you have, and just get everything down on the calendar before it's exam time and you're too busy for all of that. So please do that. Don't be like me and Mary and miss out on some awesome trainings. Great. So let's just dive right in. I first want to start with our new talk campaign. So in our talk campaign, we are going to have 250,000 conversations. It is a massive goal. I did the math. And if each conversation lasts for 4 minutes, just 4 minutes of mind changing, then we will have 1 million minutes of conversations. I think it adds up to be like 700 days straight, including nights of someone out there in America talking about abortion, which is insane. But we don't have 700 days to do this. We have 10 months this school year. So we are going to need your help in this. And a little bit of incentives for you. We have hats and shirts and stickers and all kinds of things you can win. Mary will show us some. So, this is our cool hat. Go ahead, take it away, Mary. What you got?
So these are actually my favorite hats that we have available. I love the Life logo on it. We also have a ton of different ones in different colors that are going to be available as prizes. And then something else that we have, I love these shirts.
The Ask Me Why I'm Pro-Life?
The Ask Me Why I'm Pro-Life
Yes.
shirts. They are so awesome. They're really comfy, and they're great ways to start conversations with students on campus.
Yeah. The first prize, after you have about 50 conversations, is getting a laptop sticker or a sticker you can use on your water bottle. And just imagine you carrying this around, you popping your laptop up in class, that's going to spark even more conversations. So as you advance, as you have more conversations and you win more prizes, these prizes are going to help you to get out there and talk about life. And something else really exciting. The grand prize is meeting with Chris and Hawkins for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or whatever works out at the end of the school year. You or your group gets that opportunity. And then to kick off this whole talk campaign, we are starting a race. And this race is for individuals to reach 200 conversations had, or for a group effort to reach 1,000 conversations. And when you reach this mark, you get to meet Vice President Pence's daughter, Charlotte Pence, and Matt Burke, who's a former NFL player, at our National Summit in January. So super cool opportunities, VIP passes, you get to come early for a special breakfast, hang out with your cool VIP pass, have access to certain rooms that other people don't, get to meet famous people, all that great stuff. So race to 200 conversations if you're an individual. First 5 to 200 conversations wins, and the first group to 1,000. And you can learn more about this and pledge conversations at studentsforlifehq.com. And 4 is just spelled out FORHQ, HQ at the end.com. And hop on there. If you scroll down just a little bit, it says talk in a big blue speech bubble, and you can hit pledge conversations, and that will sign you up for this program, and you'll be in touch with us about getting resources to help you have conversations. And as we hear big talking points come out, we're going to shoot those to you so you can be best equipped to talk about whatever current events going on, whatever issues are being spoken about most in, I don't know, debates or just on campus, controversy, whatever. So please sign up. Pledge to have at least 50 conversations. I know it sounds intimidating to have 50 conversations with someone who might not agree with you, but think about it. If we have 10 months to do this, 50 conversations is only 5 conversations a month. So that's something you should be doing already. So easy peasy, do what you're already doing, log your conversations with us, get prizes, race to 200, race to 1,000, meet Charlotte Pence, meet Matt Burke, all exciting stuff. So, like I said, this is all stored on studentsforlifehq.com, and that is a bigger, more awesome website than just storing conversations. It also has great resources that Mary could tell us about.
Yeah, so SFLA HQ actually has so many tools, training videos, and resources that'll help you abolish abortion on your campus in a very tangible way. Once you get through one of the pillars, you have access to purchasing one pillar kit for free that goes along with whatever pillar that you were working in, and you can host a display based off of all the materials that we provide in that pillar kit. Every user has access to one kit in each of the 5 pillars. And so if you did one last year, if you were involved in HQ last year, there's 4 other ones that you can use, and all of them have amazing materials. I have some of them with me right now.
Wonderful.
And it's from the Effective Education Pillar Kit because that's my pillar and I absolutely love it.
Of course.
Some of the things that we have in here is Persuasive Pro-Life by Trent Horn. It's a really good read with a lot of really practical materials that you can use. Then we also have some really great topic cards that we can use when having conversations with the display that comes along with the pillar kit. Each pillar kit comes along with a tabletop that you can have on your campus. And so this one is the When Does Human Rights Begin tabletop display. And so as a part of that, we have chalk that you can use when you're chalking about your display or chalking just maybe before Pro-Life Month or something to get students talking about abortion. And then we also have 11 to 12 week fetal models that are really cute, and they're really great conversation starters when you have them and you hand them out on campus. Each of these little fetal models also comes with an explanation card that has an outline of all of the weeks and all of the stages of development on the back. Now, the effective education display also has fetal development flyers that are 8 specific milestones that cover the different aspects of things that happen during that stage of development. So it covers the big milestones that you can have students vote on, with conception to 3 weeks, which is when the heartbeat starts, and then it goes all the way up to viability, when the fetus feels pain, and then up to birth. And you can have students vote on that, and you should hopefully get them to change their mind through that conversation, where they start maybe thinking that a fetus deserves rights at the point of viability. Maybe you can get them to go backwards and say that it deserves human rights when it has a heartbeat, which is 3 weeks. And so this display is really good about getting them thinking about the biology behind abortion and behind fetal development. So I think it's my favorite display of all time, and I really, really hope that you guys have an opportunity to learn more about this and to use this display specifically on your campus.
Have you used it on your campus?
I have actually
cool.
a couple times, and it was really, really effective. We had a lot of people come up and were actually really surprised at when the heartbeat starts.
Yeah.
Or they were really surprised at when a fetus could feel pain. And that's a really good one to have a conversation about, especially with the fetal pain bans that have been going on throughout the U.S.
Yeah, very cool, Mary. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. And then as you are on Students for Life headquarters and you're going through those things and you're earning these pillar kits to use on campus, of course you're having more conversations, and then you can log them with us and then get more prizes, so it all ties in. But for even more training, if you want in-person training, of course you know that our RCs can visit your campus and give you and your group a pro-life training covering tons of different topics. Apologetics is a great one, embracing controversy is a great one. There's a training for all of the different pillars. You name it, we've probably got it. But if you want in-person training with your whole community of pro-life, organizations and the pregnancy center and whatnot, that's where our workshops come in. So if you've ever been to a Students for Life workshop, say so in the comment which one you went to. There are workshops in San Antonio, Texas this year, Chicago, Northern California, one in Richmond, Virginia. There's one in Boston, there's one in Atlanta and Charlotte. Like, the list goes on. There's about 29 or so all across the country. We are getting into these communities, bringing in the local pro-life organizations, bringing in the local students for a day of training. Some of them are even a day of activism, which is really cool. And you guys just get to know each other, just get to bond. And I've seen so many fruitful things come from the workshops that I've hosted in the past. Did you go to one as a student?
I did actually went
good.
to several of them, and I think one of the great things that comes out of these workshops is you find all of the local resources that you maybe didn't even know exist. So you can connect with pregnancy centers, and you can connect with a lot of different maybe activism groups that you didn't know were actually in your local area, which is really awesome.
Yeah, it's a good place to go. So we'll provide ways for you guys to get connected with those in the comment section, so just check that out. In just a second, we'll give you guys a link to look up all your local places, and you can check those out. But another opportunity for training in person, like a super version of those workshops, is our National Summit. Now, this used to be known as the Students for Life of America National Conference. We transitioned this year to bring it into the heart of DC. We partnered with Live Action, with Heritage Foundation, with Alliance Defending Freedom to bring you an even bigger, better pro-life conference, again, right in the heart of the city. In the past, we've had over 2,000 students attend this, and it's going to be so much bigger this year, especially because we're not just targeting students. Young adults are welcome, adults are welcome, everyone's welcome. This is going to be something for everyone. Of course, we'll still provide breakout sessions for students, so you guys can get all those resources and everything we've done with you in the past. And we usually have a lot of pro-life organizations tabling, which is a great place to find pro-life internships, just saying. But it's going to be great right after the March for Life, day after the March for Life. So you can check that out, prolifesummit.org, I believe it is, and you can register today, actually. That's all set, ready to go. So that's in DC. That's our super version of those localized workshops for the entire country to attend. So see you there. And maybe you're thinking, Lori, I don't have a way to get there. Well, we have some things to help you. Mary's got them.
Yeah, so this year we really wanted to help get to the heart of helping you plan for the March for Life. So we created an event in a box specifically to help you plan for the big aspects of the March for Life. I know when I was doing the March for Life every year, one of the big challenges was really knowing where things are in DC and planning beforehand, maybe figuring out what stops you need to make if you're driving, getting a bus together, making sure that you figure out how much everything is going to cost. It was kind of difficult to do it all.
Big trip.
Exactly, yeah, and coming from Nebraska, it was a 26-hour drive, so it was a really long trek for us, but we were able to do things like partner with other pro-life organizations this last year. We were able to budget really well for it, fundraise for it, and a lot of those opportunities will be in our student planning guide that we created for you to help you get to the March for Life. We have things included on here like a metro map. It's got all of the major things that are going on in DC around the March for Life. We have a ton of different cool flyers that are included in here to help you advertise for it and to learn more information. And then one of the big cool things that we're doing this year is we are going to give you access to 3 to 20 colored balloons with the Pro-Life Gen logo on them so that you can separate yourself from everyone else on the march. It's so cool. And you can pick a specific color for your school so that you can find each other in a crowd, or you can be the ones that are standing above all of the other displays and all the other signs because yours are the coolest.
Yep. If you went to the March for Life this year, you know, it was actually really warm and everyone's matching hats and matching scarves just didn't cut it because people didn't want to wear them. So you know how easy it is to get lost in the largest pro-life gathering in the world with hundreds of thousands of pro-life people there.
Exactly.
So these will be, no, I lost my group, and you can find your cool balloons, and it's just a fun way to celebrate life. So
for sure.
Pro-Life Gen balloons.
Yeah, sticking it on your backpack I think is a great idea because then you don't even have to hold it. It's just right there on you.
You have your sign in the front.
Exactly.
Balloon in the back.
You're all equipped.
Every angle, you get that Pro-Life Gen.
For sure.
Fun. So again, this will help you plan for the March for Life and getting there, but like Mary said, getting those buses together and all that jazz can be extremely overwhelming. That's why we have buses coming from all over the country this year. And I have to pull up a list because there's just so many different places where they're coming from. Give me 1 second. All right, we have a Northeast bus. It's coming down from Boston, making some stops along the way. We have an Ohio bus coming to the March for Life. Pennsylvania, we have one from Virginia. We have a Southeast bus departing from Jacksonville, Florida, going to Augusta, Georgia, and Columbia, South Carolina, and Raleigh. There's an Appalachian bus leaving from Nashville, Tennessee. It'll go to Louisville. Can you say that? Louisville? I have family from there, and they always yell at me for saying it wrong. Oh, boy. Hopefully they're not watching. So anyways, there's lots of different cool places where you can catch our bus and join our fun, bring you to the March for Life and then to the Students for Life conference after the National Summit. The blog is in there and figure out how to sign up and where those buses are stopping so you can join in on the fun if you need a ride to the March for Life. So
if you're nervous about not actually having things figured out for the March for Life yet, don't worry. You do have transportation.
Yes, we got it. Let's see. Next thing. Oh, this is one of our new things. Okay, we're giving you a fun new thing before Matt goes. So our event in the box that we have not announced yet is our Plan B event in the box. We noticed this year a lot of campuses were getting Plan B in vending machines. So you could just walk down from your dorm and get a dangerous pill in a vending machine, like alongside soda and candy bars. That's so bizarre. So we are making little magnets for you guys to stick to these vending machines, to your dorm room refrigerators. We have tons of drop cards that you can leave places. We have flyers about Plan B. We have graphics about Plan B you can share. And we want to give you also a petition and a letter to your administration that you can draft and edit so that you can collect like-minded people and say, hey, this is not okay. Like, I'm not going to allow my peers just to be able to take a overdosed birth control pill and bleed out, like, right in their dorms with no medical oversight. Just get it out of the vending machines. It's insane how accessible this is on our college campuses. So to fight back on that, we have our Plan B event in the box. The way you can get that is to talk to your regional coordinator and they can order one for you for free. So befriend your regional coordinator. If anything in this that we've said so far is confusing to you or you have questions about how to get it, your regional coordinator is your go-to person. You can also comment down below and we will get back to you and answer all your fun questions. Make sure you're connected with everything we've been talking about. But yeah, we did it. So Matt is going to take it over from here as long as we covered everything. We good, Mary?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, sweet. So Matt is going to take it from here. He's going to talk about campus controversy, how to handle that, how to handle administration give you a hard time, that random person just shouting at you. It's okay. You can do it. You can handle it. Be professional about it. He's got all the amazing tips. And I just want you to feel confident as you're going out and talking about abortion. So I hope this helps. And we're going to cut over to Matt Lamb on Skype for his portion of things. And we'll join you again in a little bit for some bigger announcements. So see you in a second. Take it over, Matt.
Hey everyone, and thanks Lori for introducing me. As Lori mentioned, I handle free speech issues with Students for Life, and I also handle some of our media relations, vandalisms, our vandalism map, anything really to do with free speech or any legal issue that I can connect you to someone at like Alliance Defending Freedom or another free speech group. I'm usually the person you want to go to. So because this training and this webinar is very much about going back to campus and preparing to have conversations, I want to just give a quick overview of two key things to know as you start. So one, I'm going to go over what to do if something happens to your display. So you're vandalized, you're on campus, and someone comes up, they start screaming at you, what do you do? And then just a quick refresher on what to do in the situation where maybe your group is having trouble having a speaker approved or having it approved at all. This happens a lot at high schools and sometimes at colleges. So I'm going to go over that today. And feel free to, and you'll find this really helpful, I think, as you go into the school year. And we'll have more resources on our website. Feel free to email me at mlam@studentsforlife.org. So let's get started. Since we're talking a lot about the campus display and the 250,000 conversations, let's start about what you need to do if you're on campus and someone comes up to your display and starts yelling at you, stealing your banners, something like that. So first, to prepare, if you can get like a GoPro camera or even just have a dedicated phone that you can put on a table so it's always recording people as they pass by, that would be great. You can buy like a $10 or $15 phone holder and clip it to your table. You can also buy like a recorder. Most phones have this. So again, if there's one you can dedicate to this, one that you can always have on there. Turn on airplane mode because some phones, if you make a phone call, it shuts off the recorder. This would be really helpful. But let's say you can't do that, you forget to do that. And you're table on campus, you're doing the fetal pain display, you're doing the post-Roe fall tour display, maybe you're just doing normal activism, signing people up, and someone comes up and they start yelling at you. Even if they're not violent yet, or even if they come up and they look hostile, they're wearing a Planned Parenthood shirt, what you want to do is you want to pull out your phone and you want to film horizontally. So this is called horizontally or landscape. So it's like this, right? This is the best way to do it. Generally, people won't even notice or care that you're filming them. If they are and they stop harassing you, then at least you kind of won because you stopped them from being violent and stealing your display. The only exception is if there's absolutely no other way to film them. What people sometimes do is they'll put this like in their pocket or sometimes in their pants pocket. Kind of depends if you can get a good angle and film, but ideally you're going to go like this. This is a great reason why you always want to have at least two people with you, because while one person is engaging them in debate, someone else can kind of be standing back like this, getting a good angle, because you want to get both people in. and get as much content as possible. That will really help us if something is stolen, because you can have their face on camera. If something isn't, but we still want to report on it to show like, hey, this is going on campus. The more audio and the more video you have, the better, because that helps us prove what happened. So that's step 2. Step 3 is, let's say you're on campus tabling and someone steals your banner or someone knocks over your display. So what you want to do is record it, and let's say they run away. You're not going to go chase after them. So you record it. What you need to do immediately is I want you to call campus police and report it. If campus police won't take your report, and sometimes they won't, I want you to start contacting any administrator at the university that would want to know. So you need to email probably the director of student activities, director of operations, the person who oversees scheduling of tables. You want to contact the marketing department, media relations department. We need to establish that you reported it to the right people. Sometimes there's the Title IX administrator might be the right person, the dean of students. I want to establish a paper trail that you as a student group reported it to people at the university and give them an opportunity to respond. When I go to the media with this, or when I report it, the first question I'm going to be asked is, did you report it to anyone? So if the campus police says, oh, we won't take that, get that on film, send an email to campus police later and say, hey, I just want to confirm today at 12:30, when someone stole my books or stole my my pro-life books off the table, stole my display, that you said you would not report it. Is that correct? And if it's not correct, again, here's the video and here's the pictures and here's my account of what happened. Let's create a trail of your steps to report it. Then you'll want to come to me. Do not post about it on social media. You want to come to Students for Life, email your regional coordinator, email me, and what we'll do is we'll work with you to get the story out, to make sure that you hopefully get your display back that was stolen, to file a police report, whatever we can do to make the situation better. So just to rehash, you're on campus tabling, someone starts stealing your Cemetery of Innocence display, for example, record them. If they're staying and they're arguing with you, or you're following them because they're picking up crosses, hey, what are you doing? We have permission to be here. This is our private property. We own these crosses. And then let them talk. Let them say something, and just keep recording. If they're talking, do not interrupt them. If you ever feel unsafe, though, of course, you need to call campus police, step away from the situation, and then let us know. So that's what you need to do if something happens on campus. Basically, report, take photos, take videos. It's always good before you start an event, whether it's chalking or having campus display, to take photos of what it looked like before. Because especially with chalking, if it's destroyed, you may not catch them destroying it, but if you can show a nicely drawn chalked message about we support adoption, or here's resources if you're pregnant or parenting, and then something that's smudged, that's usually pretty good proof that something happened, right? So that's what you want to do if you're on campus and something happens. Now I want to give you a brief reminder of what to do in case maybe your school stifles you. They put roadblocks in the way. And really what it all starts with is, again, 1, reporting, do everything in writing, and 2, preparing beforehand so that if something happens, you're all ready to go. So the kind of 2 most common examples you're probably going to face is getting an event or poster approved and getting your group approved. The group approved is more of an issue at the high school level, but we've unfortunately seen it at the college level too. So step 1, every single thing you do needs to be done in writing over email. In the event you have a meeting with an administrator, so let's say you turn in your application over email, of course, and you maintained a Word document or PDF or Google Doc copy on your private email address so that the school can't accidentally delete it. Let's say the administrator says, great, let's meet about this, I want to go over it. 1, you ask them if you can record it, or 2, you record it and you don't ask them for permission. And again, email me at mlam@studentsforlife.org, and I can tell you which states require you to get permission and which don't. Second, if they don't let you record it, or maybe they call you into a meeting, you don't have time to take out your phone, or you don't have a recorder on you, what I want you to do is I want you to email them immediately after the meeting with a summary of what happens all the time, or pulls you aside in the hallway, pulls you out of class and says, I can't approve your group because pro-life is really controversial or it's political. None of those are actually valid reasons, but they're going to do it because a lot of administrators don't understand the Constitution, or they think you don't understand the Constitution. So what I want you to do is immediately, as soon as you can, I want you to send an email to them. Dear Principal so-and-so, I just wanted to summarize what we talked about earlier. You said I couldn't start my Students for Life group because being against abortion is controversial and political, and it might upset some people. Is that correct? And then sign your name. That way, we at least have a paper trail of what you believe the conversation was, and if they don't come back and correct it, that's counted as a verifiable record of what happened. Because if they don't come back and say, oh no, that's not what happened, I told you this. Sometimes we get confused, to be honest. Sometimes they're put on the spot and they change their mind. That's okay, as long as it gets your group approved. We don't need to worry about it. So that's what I want you to do in those situations. Otherwise, it's just maintaining a consistent paper trail. So if they say, to be a group, you need to turn in a list of 20 students, you need to turn in the name of your advisor, and you turn in group constitution, you do that all over email. Don't turn in 23 students, turn in 25 students. If you feel like the rules are too burdensome or they're not applying them equally, let us know. But always at the beginning, try to follow every single rule to the T. So we can say, you said these are 3 requirements. Proof 1, we fulfilled this requirement. Proof 2, we fulfilled this requirement. Proof 3, we fulfilled this requirement. So how can you deny us? Because we turned in everything you asked for. This is really helpful as if we ever have to get a lawyer involved or do media on it, that I can say, objectively, here's the standards. Objectively, we fulfilled the standards. They have no reason to deny us. So that's going to happen a lot. That can happen with a group or with a speaker. The other thing you want to be doing that you should always be doing, but you may sometimes have to do after the fact, is take notes of what other groups around campus are advertising. So if you see a poster on campus for maybe the pro-choice group or the LGBT group or the environmental issues group or anything that can be vaguely defined as political or issues advocacy, the gun rights group, I want you to take a photo of it and just keep it forever. You can message it to yourself on Instagram or Facebook or email yourself a photo, whatever you need to do so you don't accidentally delete it off your phone. That way, let's say you apply to put a poster saying this is when, you can detect a heartbeat in a preborn baby, and you want to put up a poster that says that, and they come back and say, oh, we don't allow political groups to put up posters, but I have a poster of you promoting, the recycling day by the high school Sierra Club, or promoting this event by the young high school Democrats group, or however, whatever it is. That way we always want proof of what the standards are. Now there's some things schools will do that are almost always going to be unconstitutional. There's some things they're going to do that they're allowed to do, like regulate where you can put posters, but they have to treat every group the same. So they can't tell the pro-choice group or the environmental issues group or the LGBT group or the any group that could be vaguely defined as political or issues based, that they can put up posters, but then tell the pro-life group they can't. The other way this is helpful is just again establishing this story, establishing this paper trail, establishing proof. That allows me or an attorney, and I'm not an attorney, to go to an administrator and say, you told the student he could not start a pro-life group because it's political, yet here I have 3 examples of other political groups on campus. Explain to me the difference. And they'll explain it in a way that is unconstitutional or illegal. They'll make up their own standard. You would be surprised how many different legal standards exist that school administrators just make up on their own. I didn't know the Constitution allowed for high schools to ban things that might offend people or might cause, as one administrator told me, that a lot of parents might show up to a school board meeting. Therefore, that meant that the pro-life group could be banned because it falls under the exception for likely to incite a riot, because parents would show up at a school board meeting. That is not legal, okay? So if a teacher or a principal tells you something, I want you to be respectful always, but ask them, can you point to me where? Where does it say that in the student handbook? What section is it? Can you give me other examples of other groups you've denied? And I want proof, proof, proof. Get in writing. If they won't put in writing, follow up with email and make them respond or not respond to your email. So again, just to wrap this all up, what's the central theme? Get in writing, get photos, get video, get audio, send it to me, and then we will help you get the story out, or maybe we resolve it quietly, that's okay. Our goal will just be to resolve it, make sure you're safe, make sure you have the right to table on campus, you have the right to bring the speakers, and you have the right to exist on campus. So that's all I have to say, and now let's go back to Lori, who I think has more great information to share.
Thanks, Matt. Now we are ready for outreach on campus. You guys know, film horizontally, like Matt said. That looks so much better in the media. And you need to have your stuff on camera just in case you need to prove what happened. So again, that is probably the most important thing he spoke about. If you don't have it on camera, it didn't happen. And I wanted to bring along my special little guest for just a second while she's good. This is Miss Alice. She just turned 5 months old. She's my little girl. And we had a good time during Matt's talk. But she's got to be handed off for our big announcements. So bye, sweetie. Say bye to everyone. Go save all my friends. Bye, Alice. All right, Mary, what are our big announcements? What do you have first?
So the first thing that we want to talk about is that we officially are screening Unplanned on college campuses this fall. It's really exciting.
Happy to do it.
We have a movie, we have a screening guide, we have one for college, one for high school, just so you can really be prepared. Just remember, this is a rated R film, so there's a little bit extra information in here for high school students, just so you're prepared. But it's a really great movie, and we're so excited to be partnering with Unplanned to get these on college campuses. The event in a box that we have prepared for you is that it comes guide for screening it, along with popcorn, some other really cool swag stuff, and specifically we have customizable graphics so that you can have it on your campus and advertise about it on social media with your group, for your group, and get a lot of exposure for it. We want everybody to know that we're screening Unplanned.
Yeah.
Make sure that you send. Yeah. It's got some really good pieces of information in here, specifically in terms of what to do for discussion after your movie. That's a really important part, especially with all of the content that happens in this movie. We really want you to have good discussions with students. It can be really hard-hitting for some of them, so make sure that you're prepared and that you give plenty of time for people to kind of absorb the film and then talk about it afterwards. Make sure that you discuss. And don't forget to send us your feedback about how your event went. We want to know. We want to see pictures. We want video. If anything crazy happened outside of your event, make sure you send that our way too. We really want to see everything that happens in terms of Unplanned.
Yes, and big announcement number 2 is our fall tour. If you've been with us, students, you know we have one of these every single semester. Usually comprises of a couple banners, maybe something fun visually to go along with it, and it's a new topic each semester. And this semester, we have something exciting, something to fit along with our talking points for this year, to fit along with our summit theme, and that is Life After Roe. What that's about is before Roe v. Wade, what had to exist, what kind of lies were out there that caused Roe v. Wade to become law, and then what Roe v. Wade is, how it mandated extremism, how it allowed for abortions up till birth, no matter the reason. If you want a girl versus a boy, that's legal in America, surprisingly. And then the last banner talks about life after Roe, what kind of support networks out there, what we need to move forward, what we need to fight for. So this whole display is about addressing those common myths that you hear about how scary a post-Roe world will be, but that, as you know, is not the case, because children's lives are being saved and mothers will be supported instead of told by society that you can't do it, you can't have this kid, you can't live your dreams. So that's what the tour is about. And super exciting, the visual for this display is a onesie wall. And Mary's been working really hard on that. So tell the audience what that looks like.
Yeah, so our onesie wall is going to consist of 100 onesies to try and display all of the common reasons why women choose to have abortion. And so that can encompass anything from not being able to afford having another child, not being in a good place to have a child, maybe they don't think they're mature enough to have a baby. All of those reasons are represented. They're color-coded on this giant wall that we're going to be displaying that has onesies sewn together with different slogans and different reasons why women choose to have abortion. And I think it is such a powerful representation of the many different reasons why women choose to go to the abortion industry when they could really power through and have all of the resources available to them to really provide such a great life for their child.
Yeah. And it's really neat too because it's not just a reason written on the onesie, it's a reason from the child's perspective. So it gives the child humanity while also addressing what the mother is struggling with. So what's one of them say? For example, one is like a common reason in this study was that families were already too big, or the parents felt like, oh, I have 2 kids, that's enough, I'm living the American dream, we're not going to have any more kids. So that is actually a reason why people get abortions. A lot of people who are married and already have kids will get abortions, surprisingly, even though they've experienced life, they know what life is. That's something that our country struggles with. So the onesie to represent that is my family was happy without me. And that's what it says on the onesie. My family was happy without me.
So powerful.
I know. And if you think about it, like that's what they're saying. That's what this family is saying. It's, we don't have room for you. We don't have room for one more. And it's so sad. So this brings the statistical data from reasons why people have abortions, brings it to a place where that life is speaking for itself, saying, hey, my family didn't have room for me, that's the reason. And then from there we can address that. Well, maybe there's a reason why the family didn't have room. Maybe the father needed to find a better job, or the mom didn't feel like she could afford daycare. And that's where the pro-life generation comes in. We need to make a difference in these people's lives, talk about the reasons why people get abortions, talk about what Roe is, talk about how to get to a post-Roe America, because if we want a post-Roe America, if we want to abolish abortion, we have to envision that finish line if we want to get there. So that's what this display is all about. I am so excited for you guys to host it on campus. Tons of great facts, tons of great sources are used, that great onesie wall. So contact your regional coordinator, figure out when they have the tour, and you can book that. And then our next announcement we have yet to tell you about. Mary's gonna tell us.
Yeah, so we actually are launching our first ever pillar teams for the Students for Life. You can find them. Usually we had regional coordinators would reference us, people who could join our pillar teams, but now we're actually opening it up to everyone. You can actually just apply to be a part of a pillar team. A pillar team consists of a limited number of people who get to participate in some advanced projects for the pro-life generation in a specific pillar. So for example, in the effective education pillar, which is my pillar, I'll be taking on some students to help us increase the number of conversations and make them more effective on campuses. That'll be part of the project that we're going to be working on. So that may be testing out ideas or trying to figure out what arguments are used more often than not, and then finding a good way to have a better conversation about it. So every pillar is going to have that opportunity to do something advanced in the pro-life movement. And they'll have a mentor who's a pillar leader who's going to be helping them throughout the year get more insight on ways that they can make their campus better, specifically in terms of that pillar. And applications are now open, so you can apply through SFLA HQ. You can apply on our website and everything.
And we'll post the link here.
We'll post everything, yeah. So please take advantage of this, because this is a great opportunity to become an expert in your pillar and to get really, really involved in some of the really advanced projects we have for the pro-life movement available.
Yep. And let me go in depth about what some of those projects are. They're super neat. Like Mary said, the effective education one's all about having conversations, experimenting with what works. Maybe Students for Life is thinking about developing something new because you had this genius idea. So let's make it happen. Let's bring that to campus. If that is a successful thing, we can do it elsewhere. So if you are full of ideas for conversations, effective education pillar teams for you. It's for pregnant and parenting students. So for example, at Liberty University, just last year, our student was able to make it so that if you were pregnant, you wouldn't get kicked out of your dorm and you'd be treated fairly, and all these just common sense things. And if you notice that your campus isn't treating pregnant and parenting students friendly, or you want to make it more friendly, open more lactation rooms, maybe allow for parking for pregnant students so they don't have to waddle from the back parking lot. That is possible with our supportive service pillar team. Our supportive service coordinator, Camille, will be working with you one-on-one and as a group to talk about what policies you want to implement and how to do that. Our public policy pillar team is our state captains program, so we'll link to that. That's all about you guys staying in touch with the laws that are being passed in your state, being proposed in your state, knowing the ins and outs of your state so that you can be a representative for us on the ground in your state, organize rallies. Maybe you want to host a lobby day. That's the public policy pillar team. Maybe that interests you if you're going into politics. And then there's industry impact. That's our coworker, Katie. She's out in Washington State, and she is helping students across the country kick Planned Parenthood out of their schools. So if you're in high school and you see that Planned Parenthood is your sex ed curriculum, or you're at a college, maybe a Christian college, and you have sex ed materials in your health centers, or your health center refers to Planned Parenthood, for example, we want to stop that. So Katie is your person. Apply for the industry impact pillar. Let us know what's going on in your campus, and we'll work, again, one-on-one with you and in a group setting with other students going through the same thing to kick Planned Parenthood off your campus. And then, let's see, effective education, public policy, thank you, Mary. Rapid response. So a rapid response pillar is all about responding to the abortion industry on your campus and in your community when you see them. You cannot ever let them be on campus without you being there, because that is not portraying the full message. They are going to say things that are wrong or deceitful, or just give referrals to Planned Parenthood, which leads people to abortion. So when you see Planned Parenthood tabling, you get out there and you do something about that. But the Rapid Response Pillar team is for those groups who know far in advance, or maybe it's okay if it's short in advance too. And you notice that, hey, like every week my school hosts a sex week, for example, and Planned Parenthood comes in and gives these really nasty talks and, promotes abortion, or every year we have this abortion conference at my school and I want to do something about it. So the Rapid Response team is for those students who are ready to do something about the abortion industry being on their campus and how to respond to that.
And Matt's the leader of that pillar.
Yeah,
And it's so exciting to have Matt as that leader.
It is. He is very good at what he does. He knows how to handle that kind of controversy, as you saw. So Matt's the pillar leader there. You've met him. And then, am I forgetting anything?
I don't think so. I think that's all of
Education,
them.
industry impact, rapid response. Okay, sweet. So those are all our pillar teams. You can apply to join one of those, especially if one of those projects interests you, or if you particularly want to pass policies or see Planned Parenthood on your campus, you name it, those are for you. And we'll work one-on-one with you to do those more advanced events.
And remember, we only have limited space on each one of those
So
pillars,
apply.
so please apply quickly.
Yes, wonderful. And I think that is everything. This is going to be an amazing year.
Oh, I'm so excited for everything that we're going to be doing on campus and everything we're going to be doing in the community. It's going to be so great.
So you guys, comment below what you are planning on doing this year. What are you most excited about that we spoke about today? Let us know, because we want to know what resources you guys will be utilizing the most. Make those perfect for you guys. Get those out to you as soon as possible so you can host a movie unplanned. You can join a pillar team, bring the tour to your campus, talk about abortion, log your conversations, win cool prizes. Well, there's literally so much going on. Oh my goodness.
It's going to be such a crazy year.
We are so busy back here in the warehouse. So you guys, it's okay, keep us busy. When we're busy, we know you guys are out there abolishing abortion. So keep up the good work. Take advantage of all these amazing resources. Be in contact with your regional coordinator. They can, again, help you with everything we went over in this webinar. And reach out to us if you have any other questions. Sweet.
Bye, you guys.
Woo!